I'm Paul Aker, Vice President of Governmental Affairs for the Minnesota Realtors. Thanks for watching our last 2016 legislative update. Well, the session is finally over. As we're recording this is Monday, but Sunday night, midnight, was the deadline for passing bills, and we thought this would be a good opportunity to just provide a few takeaways from the 2016 session. The first big takeaway is that it was kind of a mixed bag of items that were adopted in the last weekend. A tax bill passed, which is good news. Part of the tax bill is federal conformity, and that's the short sale issue for mortgage debt forgiveness. So that was extended for tax years 2015 and 2016 to match up with what Congress did in December. So that was part of the tax bill. The governor has not yet signed the tax bill, so we'll have to see what happens with that. The supplemental budget bill was also another big piece of the negotiations in the final weeks of the session. That was passed by both the Senate and the House. The two items that were kind of the big ticket items of the session that did not pass were a bonding bill and a transportation package. So those items are still outstanding. There is some talk about potentially having the governor call a special session, but it's still too early to tell if that's going to be something that the governor wants to do and whether he's willing to do that. There were some another takeaways. Some of the realtor priorities that we've been talking about throughout the session did make it through the process, including the Department of Commerce investigation cost chargeback authority issue, which we've been talking about virtually every week for the last several weeks. That did make it through the Senate and the House, and actually the governor signed that bill into law on Sunday, so that's good news. And earlier in the session, the patent troll legislation, of which Minnesota Realtors was one of the business partners, trade association partners that was supporting that bill, that was passed by the legislature and became law earlier in the session. We also made progress on other issues. We were working on some manufactured home title issues, as well as the interim ordinance issue with local units of government and their housing moratoria that have really become a concern. Although those issues did not become law this year, again, I think we made some good progress, and those are things that we'll continue to work on in the future. And the last takeaway from this session is the end of this session actually signals in earnest the beginning of the 2016 election cycle. So all of the things that kind of came to a head over this final weekend of the 2016 session, those will be key talking points for both Republicans and Democrats as they head out on their fly-arounds around the state to talk about what was accomplished during the session, what wasn't accomplished during the session, and who's to blame for what wasn't accomplished during the session. So this is really the kickoff to the 2016 campaign season. So if you enjoy politics, you're going to enjoy the next few months. With that, watch for a comprehensive 2016 session update publication, which we do at the conclusion of every session. We'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks. That'll give a rundown of all the issues that we've been talking about in these video updates throughout the session, as well as a number of other issues that realtors will find both relevant and interesting. So watch for that in the coming weeks. And finally, just thank you for watching these legislative updates throughout the session. Hope we were able to provide you with some good information and keep you informed on all the developments in St. Paul. Have a great day. Thank you.